Hi, I'm Jody with United Pawnbrokers out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Today I'm going to have a video about how to change out night sights on a Glock. The gun I'm going to be using today is a Glock 22 Gen 3. Um, and the sights that I'm going to be installing are actually some Ameriglow bold sights specifically for Glock. Few things that you will need to change out sights. I'm using an MGW rear sight tool. There's a variety out there that work fine. That's just the one I'm used to. Have a standard Glock front sight tool. A type of Loctite, I actually prefer the stick. It's not nearly as messy. And a micrometer or um, caliper tool. So to get your slide off, take out your mag, inspect the chamber, make sure that it is empty. And after that, you will pull the trigger, pull back slightly, and pull down on your takedown lever there. Your frame will slide off. Then take off your guide rod and take out your barrel. Push forward and it'll slide out the top. I normally start with the rear sight first. And on this one, I'll show that too. Loosen it up a little bit where there's a little bit of play. Line it up with the rails and tighten it so that way it will not fall out. And push the side out. The plastic sights normally aren't too bad to take out. Sometimes the metal staple at the bottom will separate from the plastic sight. Um, Normally you can take a little center punch and push it out if it is stuck. Then I'm going to take my rear sight. This one is a blacked out rear sight that has the tritium vials in it. So I will place it kind of inside the dovetail. One thing I like about this tool in particular is that it does allow me to get on both sides and guide that side in starting off. This one's not too bad tight. Sometimes you will have to really get some leverage in to center up the sight. You start off getting it as close as you can, just by sight. I'm going to take my little tool, line it up on the side of the slide. I'm very, very close. Need to go just a tiny hair more. I like to start with the rear sight because it also allows you to use the front sight as a point of reference. Um, One thing that I have experienced over time with aftermarket night sights is that they don't always line up perfectly square to the hole, and you have to line them up. Check it again. All right. I'm at 3.1 on one side and 3.0 on the other side, so I'm not going to try to fight it for the sakes of the video. You can get it as precise as you want. Then for the front sight, we're going to take our tool, and there's a small screw that's inside. Line it up. You'll take it out. Then after you have that out, one thing I personally like to do is to screw the sight back together just for storage. You always have your original sight set. If you want to take it off, the night sights that you put on, then we'll get our front sight. Then this one is the bold with the orange front. One thing to note about the Ameriglow sights and a few, well, I guess most others that are similar to it, they do not have the channel hole through the top of the sight like the factory Glock sights do. The factory Glock night sights that are just all white dot um, do have that little reservoir hole through the top in case you put too much Loctite or any other kind of material to keep the sight together. Then I have the screw inside the tool. I'm going to coat it with Loctite. I prefer blue. Put your front sight on the side. And tighten it back. Depending on what brand the sight is, sometimes you have to kind of fight it in. This one and most Ameriglow and Trigicon sights do take a little bit of lining up. And what I do to keep it straight, I figure out where I need it at. I normally just put my thumb directly on top of it and tighten it down. One thing to note about the factory Glock front sight tool is that it is made to fail before you would strip the screw. So don't torque it too tight because it will break your tool. Then, in this case, I'm not going to put my original sights in here, but if you get some of the standard Ameriglow that come with the little clamshell package, that's normally where I keep my original sights for the gun. So we have those here. Then to put your firearm back together, start off with the barrel. Kind of got it through the channel. It'll slide back in place. Your guide rod, the rounded end on this Gen 3 will go forward. The back will hook onto the locking lugs of the barrel. Then you'll guide the rails together, pull it together. And one final thing, just to make sure your gun is in working order, is you can shake it. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is the firing pin moving back and forth in the channel, so we know that it's in good shape. Reinsert your mag and you're ready to go. And if you have any questions about what sights that we have, you can give us a call at 870-931-7296. You can visit our website at bucksnortoutfitters.com, and we are located on 701 South G Street in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Thank you.